Hello students, welcome back to the session. Children, today in this class we will discuss the sixth poem from your honeycomb text, that is Mystery of the Talking Fan, written by Maud Rubin. In this poem, the poet discusses about a talking fan. Before that, let us discuss about Maud Rubin. Maud Rubin was born on June 30, 1891, and she died in October 1973 in California at the age of 82 years. We know that Maud Rubin had been residing in Santa, California, but not much information can be got from any resource about the exact picture of Maud Rubin. But we can get the information that she is author of a book of poems titled Leaves of Laurel and contributor to Lyrics of Three Women, which has been published in 1968 and 1964. Maud Rubin's father was Wisconsin, and she was married to Harry E. Rubin, and not much pictures of her family or her can be found. Let us move on to our poem. Children, you might have seen many kinds of fans, as you can see here in the image, but here the poet describes about a talking fan. We all know that we have not seen a talking fan, but yes, we have seen different kinds of fans, and we use them for fresh air or especially in summer. But here the poet says that this fan which she knows is a mysterious fan which talks, which chatters. So let us know more about the poem. So here the poet says that there is a ceiling fan in the room where you are sitting now. Of course there will be a ceiling fan with us. And is the fan quite noisy? She asks us some questions. If it is noisy, you may be sure it is a distant relative of a talking fan. Just look at these lines introduced to us before we start the poem. And in the poem, the poet says that the fan which we are having right now in our rooms or in our house, if it is making more noise, it may be a distant relative of the mysterious fan, that is the talking fan. So here the poet completely is describing about the talking fan. She says that this fan is talking to her, but she is not able to understand what the fan is trying to tell her. So it is a very small poem, just stanza 1 in this. So let us first read the poem to understand it. The poet says, once there was a talking fan, electrical his chatter, I couldn't quite hear what he said, and I hope it doesn't matter, because one day somebody oiled his little whirling motor, and all the mystery was spoiled. He ran as still as water. So here completely you can see that the poem opens with the personification of the fan. What is personification, children? The literary device, that is personification, has been used here. That is, being given human attributes such as ability to talk. We all know that fan is a non-living thing and it cannot talk, it cannot speak, it cannot understand. But the poet's point of view, if we read and understand here, the poet is trying to give the human characteristics to the fan, such as the ability to talk and chatter. The poet calls the fan's noise an electrical chatter. The poet is able to comprehend what exactly it means, and before the poet could succeed in decoding the mystery, somebody oiled its motor. So here the poet is trying to tell that the poet is trying to understand what the fan is trying to tell her. So before she could succeed in decoding the mystery, somebody oiled its motor. So somebody came and poured some oil in the motor. Ever since it functioned in such a smooth manner that no noise could be heard, the talking fan fell silent. So here the poet is completely personifying here in the poem and trying to tell the readers that the fan was trying to talk to the poet, and she was trying to comprehend what exactly it's trying to tell her. But before that, somebody had oiled the fan. So here, children, the poem beautifully captures the movement of the much familiar and mundane objects around us, which in today's time are very essential part of our existence. The poem discusses the movement of a ceiling fan. The poet discusses the sound made by the ceiling fan. The poet discusses many things like the human chatter, though unknown and incomprehensible. So here the poet is trying to describe a fan in different way. So here a few questions for you as we conclude this poem. Why is the talking fan mysterious is the question. The talking fan is electrical because it runs on electricity, and we all know that fans don't talk or chatter. Same way, sometimes when we open the doors or the rusty doors or windows, they make lot of noise while opening and closing them. But once you oil it, then the noise stops, especially in the hinges. It is mysterious. This is mysterious because the sound produced by the fan seems to say something, but the poet is not able to understand. So before the poet could understand, somebody oiled its motor. Then what attracted the poet's attention to the fan? The poet was attracted to the continuous chatter made by the fan. So sometimes we get irritated with such noises, but here the poet is feeling good. She feels that as if the fan is talking to her. So that this was the explanation of the small poem that was only of one stanza for you, children. Now let me describe you and help you understand what is personification. So children, as I told you that personification gives human traits and qualities such as emotions, desires, sensations, gestures and speech, often by way of metaphor. Personification is much used in visual arts. So here you can see that the human traits are being given here in personification. As you know that the poet Moore Rubin had given us has personified the poem The Mystery of Talking Fan by telling that the fan is talking, but we all know that fans cannot talk, but here she describes in such a manner. Here personification is an act of giving non-human things to human characters. As you can see here, lot of examples are there. The leaves danced on the wind. We know that the leaves can never dance, but the movement has been described in such a way. The angry sore was visible. So here the sore, that is the sore in the leg, has been told that it was angry, and my heart was competing with my head. So here another example of personification. The car coughed to life and the flowers danced in the breeze. So these five are the examples of personification. Now in our online class, children, we will discuss more related to literary devices and to the question and answers given in the textbook. Thank you for listening.